I'm Chuck Buelow with Empress. We make a software called eMAM, and it's a media asset management software. We manage everything from 4K files to PowerPoints, everything in between, 8K files, whatever K you want to add onto it. So we manage all this media, both in the cloud and also locally on private networks or around the world. So the idea with eMAM is I can actually see and manage any assets from anywhere. And using the Cloudian storage, I can then store and create different locations where I can actually store all that media, search for it anywhere around the world, and then find it and deliver it and whatever you want to do with it. So, all right. We'll go the old-fashioned way. All right, so typical challenges, where's the media? Where's it being shot? It's typically in a place where none of your editors are, where all your storage is, and so on. So the idea really is to try to get it centralized, but if it can't be centralized, to give the ability to then search and find that media anywhere, wherever it's stored. So the idea with eMAM is we can then manage media virtually anywhere. So if it's stored up in the cloud, if it's stored locally on silos, anywhere in the location, we have the ability to give permissions to actually see that media, find the media, and then deliver the media or use it in production and wherever you're going to be using it. So very easy to do. This is typically what we do. So we acquire media. Media could be live media, or it could be just files coming off a drive, off a camera, wherever it could be. On the live part, we've just added the ability to actually edit, cut, and produce while it's live capturing. So we have that ability now where it's streaming in, we cut it, you can create highlights and then deliver it anywhere you want, and of course store it on the Cloudian storage as well. We organize the media in categories and metadata. With that metadata, then it gives you the ability to quickly search and find media. With all of the AI stuff going on in the show as well, we attach to all those AI services. In the AI services, they give you transcripts, facial recognition, image, OCR as well, on images and video, and also on audio as well. So at that point, you can virtually search all your documents, all your videos for anything that was said, what you can see. If I want to look for a shot that was blue sky, trees, and mountains, I could actually search for that running my assets through AI technology. And eMAM then manages all of that information. Also on the creative side, we work with Adobe Premiere, Avid, and Final Cut. On the Adobe side, we have panels built in to Premiere and Final Cut, or I'm sorry, Premiere, with After Effects, Photoshop, and so on. So all their different cloud-based environments, we actually have a view inside into eMAM as well for search and then doing production. We can deliver virtually from anywhere. So all your media is stored on Cloudian. When it's ready to go for producing up to social media, web, or broadcast, you just simply click on it through eMAM, hit deliver. The storage or the files will actually be then transcoded and delivered to that location as well. So, and then of course we do archive. Cloudian is a great way also to archive all your media as well. So with this, I can actually archive in one location or multiple locations. So it doesn't really matter to us. We manage that entire process for you as well. This is the interface, kind of looking at the eMAM. This interface is actually designed by the user. So we have what we call these little widgets, and these widgets then do certain functions, and these functions then look into media, metadata, create subclips, preview, and so on. And this view can be changed by any type of user that you want to have. So people doing ingest, they only have maybe the ingest widget up and running, and maybe the preview as well. So again, this is our interface that we use. With that, again, we store also in the cloud. We can also manage the server and the software and everything in the cloud as well, and then have physical Cloudian locations around the country and actually look into that. So this eMAM system then can connect to each one of those Cloudian storage locations. And here's kind of how it works. So if we had an eMAM system up in Microsoft Azure or AWS, we then would connect with services connected to your storage down below. And so all those locations could have media, and each one of those locations could look into the eMAM system from anywhere around the world and find it, and then deliver it or move it or whatever you're going to be doing with that. So, and so on. So it's quite easy to do. In this case here, we'll also allow you to keep different versions. So we could keep multiple versions of the asset in cloud, local, or in the Cloudian storage as well, anywhere around the world. So the idea really is take your media, it's in production, move it off there, and then put it on a Cloudian storage for archive, and then recall it when you need that project back up and running again. Okay, so it's quite easy just to click a button, take that project and move it off to Cloudian for archive storage. And it's an easy way to move your media all around. Okay, so in this case here, what we can do is somebody could actually log in, log into the system, and then do a complete search and find it, but it's going to search across all the Cloudian storage locations. So no matter where these are, if we have the eMAM system connected to it, we can find it and then search for it, preview it, and then do whatever you're going to be doing with it. Also on the production side as well. So if you have projects stored and move off to Cloudian storage, pull it up and then do your projects, put it back on the Cloudian or wherever it's going to be going to and moving on. Okay. So this is how you organize all your media. We're looking at different categories as well. Each one of these categories basically has a permission level. So then your users, when they log in, can only see these different permission levels. And all of this, it's not so much stored in different, it could be stored in different Cloudian locations or on the same one. But the idea really is that visually, for the user, they can see those assets and find those assets. But in that case, then be able to recall them quickly, no matter where it is. It doesn't really matter where the asset is stored. Okay, and then we also store different versions of projects and so on within the system. And then, of course, also metadata as well. So all the different metadata fields and so on that you produce. We also do within the eMAM system rough cuts, and within the rough cut capability, being able to put rough cuts together, send out a sequence to anyone around the world, and then be able to have them view it and preview that media. Of course, we also keep track of Adobe Premiere projects and documents and so on. And then also we have the panel built in, as I mentioned. This is like After Effects or Photoshop and so on. They actually see all the assets are stored, again, no matter where they are. So they could be on multiple Cloudian locations, and they could bring it into their project and localize it as well. So they didn't check out projects, and then at that point, they check out the project, use all the assets. Those assets could also be used in other projects as well, so it really doesn't matter. And then you can restore from Cloudian and then bring it into your project, use it, but you're not affecting anybody else. And then also we do previews and so on. I could send any one of you a link basically to look at that preview and that proxy, and then that proxy, then they can preview it, make comments about that asset, and then download it or move it wherever they'd like to go with that asset as well. We do also cloud-based editing as well. If you put everything up in the cloud, okay, and store it all in the cloud, you can actually edit then from that cloud, download a proxy view, cut all your shows or whatever you're going to be doing in a proxy view, and then reconform with the original either from the cloud or actually from we use Teradici as well technology. If you look at Teradici, I think they're in the Microsoft booth here, but they have the ability actually to do a PCO-IP look and feel of the project and media as well. Okay. Also, as I mentioned, we do live, so all this media can be captured live as well. And then again, we can edit that media as well in it. And then this is all the AI technology, so facial recognition. So everything you store in Cloudian, you could run through an AI technology and then get transcripts automatically back and then be able to search on any one of those phrases or words and so on. And then facial recognition and so on. And then also annotations and blue skies, red cars, and all that kind of good stuff. And 3 clubs as well. So this is also facial recognition of images as well. So we can detect different facial recognition, also gender, emotion, and things like that. And again, this is all searchable. When the assets are stored on Cloudian, they can actually then be searched on. And then we can go in and find specific people or types of people, and then be able to use that in production or design or whatever we're using that. And then, of course, audio files as well. On that. So again, on the AI technology, it gives you a lot of opportunity really to help and add value to your media stored on Cloudian, and then be able to then find, search, and then do whatever you're looking to do for that assets. We also work with Dixon Sports for live encoding and tagging. So if you are sports and everything's going to Cloudian storage and so on, you can actually tag the media with using Dixon Sports with very special events or sports-specific events as well. On that. All right, review and approve, so we do that as well. And again, we can send out links in an email to all the media stored on Cloudian, on the proxies and so on, and then be able to preview those assets pretty much anywhere around the world as well. And then also review and approve, they can also go in and add their comments and things like that. Just kind of go through a few of these things here. And then we can also share the media either through proxy level or original file formats as well. But the cool thing is, it doesn't matter in this interface where the assets are stored. They could be on any one of the Cloudian storage locations. It pulls it from it automatically for you. So the user doesn't have to worry about that as well. And again, this is kind of a view of the sharing on this. And then, of course, we do deliver as well. And then, of course, on the archive side, this is where you're going to store pretty much everything backup of all your projects, everything, all the different Cloudian storage devices, no matter where they are. As long as the Cloudian storage network has access to the eMAM server, no matter where that is, you can find it and then deliver an archive and restore it any time. So in a nutshell, that is eMAM. And is there any questions, concerns, comments?